You've got to take this seriously and act like there is in fact a tornado. So if you are under that tornado warning that goes until 11 o'clock this morning, anyone in that blinking red box, right now you want to take a deep breath, make sure you head to your safe space. That's going to be somewhere away from windows and doors, the lowest level of your home, and you want to make sure that you're protecting your head as this severe thunderstorm moves through with that potential for a tornado. Again, a tornado warning right now for Hamblin and Granger counties. Let's show you a few more things. We got to zoom in on a few locations here so that we can give you some more idea of kind of where this is. So I've seen two areas of rotation that I think we have to watch from Big Q Estates all the way down towards Cedar Hills. This is near that Woodcrest Hills area. Now, for reference, if there is in fact a tornado on the ground, it's going to be pushing off to the east. So that would be places like DeepU Addition, Oakwood, Alpha Heights, and Alpha potentially being impacted there. Any of these areas all the way towards Morristown need to be in their safe space. I also want to give you a heads up that you're going to be dealing with torrential rainfall as well. And we've had some really big hail associated with this, especially off to the north and west. Doesn't look like the hail threat, though, has made it in just yet towards that Big Q Estates area. Meteorologist Margot Altschuler also here with me this morning. Margot, anything else you can talk to us about that you have noticed? I'm going to see if we have any more updates from the Weather Center. Big development here this morning.
Yeah, Victoria, there's a very big development here. We do have that tornado warning until 11 a.m. and we also are dealing with a destructive severe thunderstorm warning kind of surrounding that tornado warning. So even if you're not in that tornado warning, you're still dealing with a destructive thunderstorm. Now, this is a look at our radar right now. Not only are we dealing with kind of the possibility for that golf ball sized hail, very large hail, we're also dealing with that chance of seeing very heavy rainfall that can cause some flash flooding. Now, that heavy rainfall right now kind of heading towards the Helton area, even heading towards the Big Q Estates. Again, we keep mentioning that. Look at that, our latest scan right here. You can see the black right here. That's showing the heaviest rainfall possible. That's very, very heavy right there. Let's take a look at kind of to see how fast our winds are going right now. They have calmed down some, but we're still seeing gusts up to that 40, 50 mile an hour range. We're in a quarry kind of near the Bowen area. Oh, looks like I drew a dot right there. All right, near the Bowen area, we're kind of dealing with winds going closer towards that 38 mile an hour range, as well close to the Helton area where we're seeing 30 miles an hour. Those are very fast winds. You need to make sure you're staying indoors, and even if you again aren't in that tornado warning, you need to be staying kind of in your safe space, just because these winds are going to kick up debris and you don't want to be around windows when this happens. Again, we're going to take a zoomed out look just to see what we're dealing with. So we do have this destructive severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning back behind us kind of near the La Folla area. Again, we're going to continue to monitor everything, but we're seeing very quick winds. We're seeing the ability for hail to even get up to that golf ball size. So just remember that. Make sure you know where your safe place is. I know a few of us are at work right now. A few of us are at school right now. I'm sure you've gone over drills like that. But again, we are dealing with a lot right now. Let's take a look back at our reflectivity just to see how heavy that rain is. Again, we're seeing that heavier rain located near the Morristown area. Victoria, what are you seeing over there in the Weather Center?
Yeah, hey Margot. So I was just doing a little more investigating. So again, if you're just joining us, we have a tornado warning right now for portions of Granger County, and that also includes some locations as well that are back near Hamblin County there. So again, this is Granger and Hamblin County. It was located near Rutledge, the thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. But in addition to that, you may actually also see some golf ball size hail. Now this is near Panther Creek State Park. So the blinking red box is going to give you an idea of where that tornado is possible. So if you're located in that, you need to make sure that you are in your safe space, somewhere that is away from windows and doors, the lowest level of your home. I also want to zoom in on a few locations, and guys, just let me know for sure if my mic is still on, because I can't hear it in my own ear here, so please just give me a heads up there. Really important that we make sure we get this information out. So this is near Big Q Estates, headed towards DePue Addition. Marco was also mentioning, though, that hail threat there as well, and what we're going to be watching is that potential for some golf ball size sized hail. Look at this black color that is coming up there from Clinch Mountain into Avondale. That's going to be its own hazard that we have got to talk about. This is near Big Q Estates, but of course I want to focus in on the tornado warning. Again, portions of Granger and Hamblin County. You can see some water right there. What is that? That is Cherokee Reservoir. So if you know this area, that is the potential where we may be seeing that kind of crossing over. This is near Big Q Estates and Depew Addition. Margot, it looks like we're going to have to come over to you for a second there. So Margot's walking over. Margot, do you have any more updates there? Of course, it's starting to interact now with the radar beam, so that may be a concern.
Yes, I just saw from National Weather Service chat that there is some CC, so this just indicates us seeing that debris in the air dropping out in northwest Cherokee Lake area. Let's take a kind of zoomed in look towards that area. It's on the backside back here, kind of near Wani Village. Again, that's where we see debris kind of flying up, and that usually indicates that there is a tornado on the ground. So with this tornado warning, I need you to treat it like it is on the ground. If you are in this polygon, again, that's Granger County, you need to make sure you're getting to your safe place. Again, this is until 11 a.m. our time, so we have about 25 minutes left on this warning. But again, like I wanted to mention, Victoria, we are seeing those higher CC values back there, indicating that debris. Back to you.
Give me 1 second here. We're getting all set up. You're good. You're good. Okay, let's talk about what Margot was discussing here. So again, if you're just joining us, we have an active tornado warning for portions of Hamblin and Granger counties. What Margot was discussing with you is what we call CC, and that potential for debris to be lofted in the air. I'm going to be honest with you. We are right on the radar beam. That means that this is going to be really, really difficult for us to see that potential. Nonetheless, you need to make sure that you are in your safe space, somewhere away from windows and doors. As I look at this and kind of track some of our velocities here across the area, what I'm really keeping my eyes on is back here near Big Q Estates and Depew Addition. That area could be where they are seeing some of that rotation. Remember that this tornado warning is going to go until 11 o'clock this morning. Another thing I want to show you is what we call our shear markers. You can see some of those brighter colors, strong rotation there from Depew Addition up towards Timbercrest and also down here near Cedar Hill Park. The problem that we are about to run into is that we're going to get too close to the radar beam, and it is going to be difficult for us to kind of clearly see some of this rotation. You can actually come too close, and then what happens is we get what we call a radar hole. If you've ever been to Morristown, think about it. There is that big radar, that big circle that you see outside. Well, of course, right underneath that, how can they see anything? Because that is exactly where the radar is located. So we have got to treat this right now like there is a tornado on the ground. For everyone from Depew Addition over towards Fairview, Marguerite Elementary, towards Oakwood, All Saints Episcopal, and the Morristown area. Anyone in those locations needs to be in their safe space at this point, as we do have an active tornado warning for those areas. I'm going to turn on a couple other things. We were mentioning also some golf ball size hail potential. That's back there near Big Q Estates in Avondale. Also way up towards Clinch Mountain School. Look at that black color. That means that there is a high probability that they saw some very large hail with that system. And this thunderstorm does have the potential of producing that, which of course can be damaging within itself. This body of water, as I mentioned there, that is that Cherokee Reservoir. It looks like the brunt of that system, or where they may be seeing that potential tornado, has kind of crossed over and is now moving towards that Depew Addition, Emerald Acres area. Want to zoom in on a few areas here, give you some road names from McBride Road all the way over towards Crockett Ridge, Manley Elementary, West Elementary, Fairview Marguerite Elementary as well, Morristown. Kids, if you guys are in school right now, teachers, if you're watching on Facebook, if I'm naming your school, now's the time. Take a deep breath. Make sure that those kids are safe, somewhere away from windows and doors as this system moves through. This thunderstorm is powerful, and we have already seen that potential for some really strong winds with this. I'm going to turn on a couple things here. This is just for me to kind of get my bearings. I still think that our potential there for some rotation is right there near McBride Road, also there near Turley Bridge Road. But this is the thing. It would be headed towards Wildwood, places like Manley Elementary, West Elm, Walters Road, over towards Morristown. They're also seeing a little bit of some weak rotation there as well, back near East Andrew Johnson Highway, and again up towards Fairview Marguerite Elementary there as well. Again, this is that destructive severe thunderstorm warning, but also a tornado warning. And this is going to be the area that we've got to watch. What I want to show you is when we turn on the reflectivity, fancy word for the radar, let's show you the rain. It's pouring rain. Here is that radar hole. So that's going to play a little bit of a role. That may impact our ability to see perfectly with this storm. But again, this is an active tornado warning for Hamblin and Granger counties. Margot, have you noticed those shear markers? Pay a lot of attention to that. That's going to help us, especially if we are dealing with kind of some clutter from the radar since we're getting close.
Yeah, you are right, Victoria. We would be dealing with those kind of shear markers due to being so close to the radar. I kind of look closer towards that area that we're watching very closely. That's in between Boggs and in between Depew Addition. That's where that heaviest rain is. And again, we saw those CC values, those debris values up there in the numbers, which does indicate possibly seeing debris in the air, which does again indicate possibly seeing a tornado on the ground. So we are going to treat it as if a tornado is on the ground, and don't try to go outside. We always want you to be in your safe place, and even if you were outside, you would not be able to see this thing. It is definitely rain wrapped. We are still seeing those higher rain values right there in the purple. This is moving closer towards the road of close towards Calablanca. And so just make sure you're being aware of that. Again, we're seeing those heavier rain values. We're seeing those heavier shear markers at the moment. And this storm is trekking east. So this is affecting Granger and Hamblin counties until 11 a.m. This is a tornado warned storm. Again, and this is also within that kind of destructive severe thunderstorm warning as well. So we're dealing with a lot right now. Heavy rain, that possible seeing of golf ball sized hail. So that is very damaging hail right there. And we're also seeing kind of that heavy rain. Again, we want you to be in your safe place. I know that I've seen on our Slack right now, a lot of schools are dismissing early. I want you all to be safe, stay in your safe spots. Again, that's in an enclosed room. I'm being told by my producer Jeff in my ear that Morgan County is being released early at 12:30. Again, Morgan County is being released early by 12:30. That's Morgan County schools. So we are seeing a lot of schools releasing early. Take it safe on the roadways. Again, stay in your safe place if you can until these severe warned storms, this tornado warning has ended. But again, we are dealing with very heavy rain, the possibility of seeing golf ball sized hail, and we do have that tornado warning until 11 a.m. Again, this is kind of near Indian Hills, going towards Gabby Hills as well. We will continue to monitor everything. I'm going to throw it back to Victoria if she's ready to kind of show the winds that we're dealing with. Victoria?
Yeah, hey Margot. So of course, as we're mentioning, if you're just tuning in right now, we have an active tornado warning. That is for portions of Granger and Hamblin counties, and that is going to go until 11 o'clock. What I want to show you here is kind of what Margot was discussing earlier near that Casablanca area. Down here near Hidden Acres, we are keeping our eyes on some rotation. The good news is that it's showing a little bit of some signs of weakening. That does not mean, though, that it is time to get out of your safe space. You have got to be in those areas. I want to kind of walk you through where the next areas would be impacted by either really, really strong winds or that potential tornado. So here near Hidden Acres, you can see those locations under that stronger rotation. Also from Manley Elementary School, this includes Walters Drive, Forest Drive, West 7th North Street as well. This is near the Morristown area, getting close towards downtown Morristown. Any of these locations, if there is in fact a tornado on the ground, the path is headed towards you. So you've got to be in your safe space, somewhere away from windows and doors. For anybody that's kind of just joining us, let's just kind of get our bearings. So again, we do have an active severe thunderstorm warning still back near Clinton and Norris, but what we're really focusing on is this tornado warning that does include portions of Granger and Hamblin counties. If we zoom in on these areas, initially what we were tracking was some strong rotation that kind of crossed over from Big Q Estates into portions here of Hamblin County, and that included that Depew Addition area. Right now, we're seeing multiple spots where there could be some rotation, but especially near West Elementary and then back near Timbercrest, we've got to keep our eyes on it. I've now turned on what we call our base velocity, fancy word for us to kind of see inside the thunderstorm, take a look at some of the winds. And I do think that the winds have come down slightly, which is some good news. Winds are not going to be our only issue though, as we also look like we may have seen golf ball sized hail back near Clinch Mountain School and Bowen, and then that hail potential clipping in near Riverview and also headed towards that Casablanca area as well. Again, that blinking red box indicates that active tornado warning that goes until 11 11 o'clock this morning. Just kind of checking in here with the Weather Service. Looks like they're going to issue another severe thunderstorm warning as well, and that's going to include portions of Anderson, Granger, Jefferson, Knox, Sevier, and Union counties. So a lot of counties included in that. Doesn't look like at the moment they have any sort of tornado possible tag on that. So this is our active tornado warning there that we're tracking. Again, this is for portions of Granger as well as portions of Hamblin County. Really keeping our eyes on this area from Fairview Marguerite Elementary towards downtown Morristown, Lincoln Heights Middle School. You've got to make sure that you are in your safe space. Looking once again kind of at some of our shear markers, some weak rotation popping up from Timbercrest all the way down into the downtown Morristown area. I do think, Margot, that initial rotation that we were watching kind of as it crossed over that Cherokee Reservoir, Cherokee Lake area, looks like it may have come down a little bit. Do you have any other updates for us here?
I do have that update that the National Weather Service out of Morristown did issue a severe thunderstorm warning to include Jefferson, Knox, the northwest portion of Sevier County, and this warning lasts until 11:30. But again, right now we're mainly watching that tornado warned storm near the Morristown area, still seeing kind of the heaviest rain over there. And I just kind of want to show you the hail path. So we've been watching this storm for quite a while. Actually, when it started in Scott County, and it has drifted all the way until it's gotten closer towards that downtown Morristown area. And you can see how dark it gets the closer it gets to that area. Let's take a zoomed in look just to kind of see what's going on in that area. That's where that darker path is. So this was kind of near Beans, kind of going closer towards Helton. And again, this storm system is trekking close towards the downtown Morristown area. I know there's a lot of businesses there. And again, this is associated with that tornado warned storm and that destructive severe thunderstorm warning as well. So we're seeing a lot going on right now. Again, if you're in between the Fairview Marguerite Elementary School area and the Morristown area, you're seeing that that large hail falling, seeing heavy rain, and also we are still concerned with that possibility of having that tornado on the ground. So make sure you're in your safe place. Again, we are watching everything moving on forward, but we're dealing with not only large hail, but we're dealing with those faster winds. We're dealing with that heavy rain, everything that comes with that severe weather. Again, kind of taking a look at our shear where those winds were kind of gusting up. They are on the weaker side, but that was near the Crosby area and the Fairview Marguerite Elementary School area. Now traveling closer towards the Morristown area. Soon places like Union Heights will be affected, Dover, even kind of going as far as Creek Store and Bulls Gap. So definitely want to keep your eye on your weather notifications. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, again, Morgan County schools are dismissing early at 12:30, but make sure parents, if you're about to go get your kids, I would stay in your safe place, especially if you are under that warning right now. Again, we are watching everything very, very closely. Victoria, do you have any updates?
Just been continuing to track this rotation tracker, which gives us an idea of where that potential rotation is. And I want to emphasize one thing. So many locations are under this destructive severe thunderstorm warning, but actually this area right here near Cherokee Park, you guys may actually not be technically under the tornado warning. So if you're listening to me right now and you live in that Cherokee Park area, I'm letting you know that there is the potential that you could be seeing a tornado on the ground. We've got some weak to strong rotation there. This is right through Highway 25E. This is near Mountain View Meadows and then into areas north, kind of just south of the Crosby community. So maybe you're there at home, your destructive thunderstorm warning went off. Hopefully that was enough for you to take shelter. But if it wasn't, listen to me now. What I'm seeing on the radar here is that potential that you guys may also be dealing with some stronger rotation that could indicate a potential tornado on the ground. So even if you're not under the tornado warning, let's all treat it like we are and let's get in our safe space. Looks like some of our data here just kind of updating. I still want to keep my eyes on this area there near Highway 25E, but notice not looking quite as intense. That's some good news. Places that will shortly be impacted here, Mountain View Meadows, all the way over towards Cherokee Park. This is near Lakeshore Estates, Holston Hills, Fairfield Acres. Again, if you need a refresher of where we are, we're in Hamblin County. That tornado warning right now for portions of Hamblin and Granger counties. They did also go ahead and issue another severe thunderstorm warning that we'll show you quickly here as well, and that one does include downtown Knoxville. Now, currently currently we're seeing the rain and the strong winds from Clinton. That's starting to push in near downtown Knoxville. We also have had a thunderstorm pop up down there near Farragut. They've issued that warning kind of ahead of this system that is likely going to push south and east. There's also what we call a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning there. That was a little crazy. It's okay. Touchscreen doing all right. We also, though, have a tornado possible warning tag there for that storm in Knox County. So if you are in any of these areas, including Knoxville, you've got to get in your safe place. Why did they put that tornado possible tag? Because there is the potential that this severe thunderstorm warning could elicit a tornado. Right now, I'm not seeing anything indicative of that, but let's all treat it like it is, as there is that chance, because this afternoon we are going to continue to see that threat for these thunderstorms to increase and intensify. I want to head back towards the tornado warning that we're still tracking through 11 a.m. this morning for portions of Granger and Hamblin counties. Again, that's the blinking red box, but notice that destructive severe thunderstorm warning includes places from WATE Elementary towards even Bean Station and over towards Buffalo Springs as well. As we kind of turn on some of our velocities, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, kind of give myself a better idea of where we may be seeing some potential rotation there. And it's kind of still in the same area I was talking about. Crosby over towards Cherokee Park, near that Clinch View Heights. Downtown Morristown, though, you guys are also under that active tornado warning. So you've got to be sheltering in place. You want to be somewhere away from windows and doors, the most interior part of your home. And you want to make sure that you're covering your head. While you're going to that safe place, take your phone with you. Hopefully you've got those weather alerts turned on. If you don't and you have time, download our free weather app right now. I've been looking at our weather app all day. It just alerted me of that severe thunderstorm warning in Knoxville. It's also going to tell you if lightning is detected in your area. Super important that you keep those alerts on. And I want to give you an update. Even if you're under a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning right now, that does not mean this event is anywhere near over. We are expecting multiple rounds of severe weather today. Looking at these locations here from Kingswood into Union Heights Elementary, again, this is in Hamblin County, near Dover, Silver City, also near the Monte Vista Estates area. These are all locations that have that potential to see a tornado. I want to turn back on our shear markers. You can see some of that from Cherokee Park over towards Clinch View Heights, and then down here near that Hurley area as well, Union Heights Elementary into Dover. These are all locations we're going to have to continue to monitor. Another thing that we're tracking is some extreme hail, especially well off to our north and west near Clinch Mountain School. They may have seen golf ball sized hail, but also the potential for some large hail into downtown Morristown, also near Fairview Marguerite Elementary, over towards East Village. Again, that tornado warning encompasses areas as far over as Silver City as well. Anything else that you are tracking right now, Margaret? Anything you've noticed? I think the rotation has come down, but that doesn't mean that it's time to move out of your safe space.
Yeah, definitely need to stay in your safe space, especially if you're in that area that's under that tornado warned storm. Just a quick update. I was just told by our producer that Appalachian Electric has reported about 2,200 power outages in their area. You can see our map right there. That's where the biggest outages are. If we kind of take a zoomed in look where those dots are right there, that's where that 2,200 outages are occurring. And again, this is probably due to that heavy rain, those gustier winds, Victoria, in the area. And also I saw on National Weather Service chat from a Morristown employee up at the National Weather Service, there was a report of a size inch hail in the Morristown area. So we are still seeing that hail falling. Again, we do have one tornado warned storm. This lasts until 11 a.m. So we have about 7 minutes left on it. Then we have a destructive severe thunderstorm warned storm in the same area until 11 a.m. And then we have this severe thunderstorm warning kind of in the Knox County area right here. So we are watching everything. This is until 11:30. This includes Knox County, a little bit of Jefferson County, as well as Blount County. Again, still seeing that very heavy rain, still have that warned storm. We're going to continue to see more updates. Victoria, what are you watching specifically right now still?
You're talking about that cell there in Knox County, but I do want to direct people's attention back towards the tornado warning. Again, this is Hamblin County, because what I'm noticing here on the radar is that you can see some of the weak rotation. What you're looking at, those red and green colors coming close together, that indicates that potential for some rotation. This is from Cherokee Park near Russellville Elementary into that East Ridge Middle School area. And what I'm going to show you is that it correlates well with what we call our shear markers. See that red color popping up there? Now it's headed towards Russellville Elementary down near Dover Dover, also towards Hurley Acres. Those locations have that potential to still be seeing a tornado. And remember, some of these areas may be actually getting clipped and could not be officially under the tornado warning. You're probably under the destructive thunderstorm warning, so hopefully that was enough for you to get into your safe space. But if you're listening right now and you're saying, Victoria, you're calling out my town, but my phone never went off, I'm at East Ridge Middle School, I know somebody in that area, give them a call. Make sure you get in your safe space right now, because where they've kind of clipped that tornado warning, while you may still officially be under the destructive severe thunderstorm warning, I know a lot of people sometimes rely just on those tornado warnings, so we've got to make sure that we're paying attention. Another thing that we're going to do here is we're going to zoom in on a few areas, and we're going to start to name out some road names. Now, of course, remember, the radar can be a little bit behind, so that's why we're going to go ahead of this if this is in fact a tornado on the ground. This is from places like Whitesburg towards Nenny area, Silver City. This would be near Silver City Road. That goes all the way up there. Also extends near the Simpson Road area. Currently being impacted maybe near East Andrew Johnson Highway. That would cross through that East Morris Boulevard area. And then down towards Dover and Springvale, we're also seeing that potential for maybe some weak rotation there as well. That includes Chucky River Road, Slop Creek Road as well, towards Rocky Point in those locations. Now, the tornado warning goes until 11 o'clock. We're going to stay with you as we continue to track this rotation. Another thing I want to look at though here is going back to our velocities, and you can see from East Ridge Elementary down towards Dover into that Russellville Elementary area, we're still seeing at least some broad rotation. We don't have confirmation just yet that this is an actual tornado on the ground, but given the conditions of the atmosphere, you've got to treat it as such. You want to make sure that you're in your safe space, you're somewhere away from windows and doors, the lowest level of your home, and that you're protecting your head during this event. This is, of course, all going to continue to shift off to the east, so that's what we're going to be watching again from Russellville Elementary down towards Rocky Point, and then also towards East Ridge Middle School. Margot, anything else that you're noticing here?
I do know that they're not going to continue that tornado warn storm, which is good, but we still have those shear markers that you were talking about earlier, Victoria, just indicating where we saw those quicker winds near East Ridge Middle School, kind of heading towards Nenny, eventually making its way towards Bulls Gap. Now we do have this area right here near Bulls Gap for Greene County. They have now been placed under a severe thunderstorm warning until about 11:45 this morning, so 45 minutes from in the next 4 minutes we'll see this severe thunderstorm warning going until, but we're still going to keep watching those shear markers, just because we have seen that broad rotation over the past couple of scans, just kind of indicating those faster winds. Again, we're also not only dealing with those faster winds, but we're also dealing with that hail. So if you're located near East Ridge Middle School, just south of you, north of Dover, in that area right there, we're seeing that kind of darker color, that black color, indicating that larger hail. I do know that there was a report of nickel-sized hail also in the downtown Morristown area. So pretty much everywhere kind of going east from here on out, just know that hail is a big possibility with this storm system moving on through. And we've seen that hail kind of present throughout the entire way it's gone in the Northern Valley. And again, it's going to continue to trek through downtown Morristown, continue to head east until it's in Greene County. Again, Greene County does have a severe thunderstorm warning lasting until 11:45, and again we're dealing with not only those quicker winds, that large hail, we're also dealing with that heavy rain. So you need to make sure you're in your safe space. Again, that's a room with no windows, kind of in the centermost location of your home. It'd be preferable if you do have a basement. If you don't, again, a closet would work, a bathroom in the middle of your home would work. If you're in those apartment complexes, I know a lot of the downtown areas do have apartment complexes, you might want to become buddies with your downstairs neighbors, especially the ones that are on the ground floor. You need to make sure you have a safe place in mind, even if you're not at home. Let's say you're at work or even at school. Make sure you're going into the centermost location of that building, and make sure you are getting your weather notifications. Again, we're seeing very heavy hail and seeing some very heavy rain. And look at our reflectivity, seeing kind of that darker rain heading towards the downtown Knoxville area. If we take a zoomed in look over there, kind of watching and monitoring the winds over in this location, we're seeing very heavy rain kind of near the Copper Ridge Elementary School area, as well as Claxton Elementary and Edgemore. Again, this storm system is heading east as well, and it soon will be kind of going close to the Alice Bell Elementary School area, Austin East High School, and the downtown Knoxville area. So everybody needs to make sure you're in your safe place. Again, we have that one tornado warned storm. Victoria?
Yeah, and hey, Margot, it looks like they have just decided that they are going to drop that tornado warning. So it was set to expire at the top of the hour there at 11 o'clock. So they are going to let that expire. Now, I'm still noticing some stronger rotation there near Cane Mill, heading down towards the Dover community. So if you're just joining us, we had an active tornado warning for portions of Hamblin County. Now, it's still blinking red on our graphics here, but they are going to let that expire. And in its place, they've issued this severe thunderstorm warning, which does include places there from Cane Mill into the Creek Store area, Bulls Gap, and this goes for Greene County until 11:45. Nonetheless, I still think that there is some weak rotation with this that we've got to keep our eyes on. So let's kind of go back over here. Let's zoom into this area there near Cane Mill, crossing into the Bulls Gap area. This is also there near Silver City, again near East Ridge Middle School, up towards Needmore. And what I'm watching is that rotation potential there. Now, if there is in fact a tornado on the ground, what we're going to be noticing is that it's going to be pushing off to the east. So there you go, that tornado warning now coming up, and we now have a severe thunderstorm warning that's going to take its place and include portions of Greene County there, including the Bulls Gap area. The real location that I'm watching for some rotation back there from Needmore into East Ridge Middle School, also there near the Nenny area as well. In addition to this, we have seen some significant hail, at least based on what we've seen on radar. I would not be surprised to have reports of golf ball sized hail. Some of this is extending over towards Silver City and then also near that Creek Store community. Again, it looks like they've dropped that tornado warning and now have a severe thunderstorm warning for Greene County until about 11:45. Margo, what else are you seeing?
We were just forwarded pictures from our Chief Ken of hail. Look at that hail. It is about golf ball size, and it was said to have happened in East Cherokee Lake area. Again, this is hail from that system that was moving through that had that tornado warning with it. Again, that was in the East Cherokee Lake area, and it fell for about 3 minutes. So again, even though this storm system is no longer tornado warned, we need to take it seriously. It does have damaging hail associated with it, and that damaging hail can cause damages again to your roof, can cause it to your car, and you need to make sure you are not outside because this is debris that can hurt you. So make sure you're inside in your safe place. Again, this hail was in the East Cherokee area, and this hail is still trekking east as we go further and further, actually seeing kind of those darker marks near the Russellville area, the Clinchville Heights area, heading towards East Ridge Middle School and continuing to head east towards Nenny, eventually going to head towards Bulls Gap. So this is where we're tracking that hail still, also tracking those quicker winds. Victoria?
Yeah, and Margo, so I was just kind of looking over that severe thunderstorm warning, and you'll notice that we are continuing to track some heavy rain there. We also have another shot up here, and that is a look at our Embassy Suites camera, because now that that tornado warning has expired, we have a little more time to maybe discuss with you this active severe thunderstorm warning that does include downtown Knoxville, and you saw that there on that shot. Looking in the distance there, you can notice that that thunderstorm is actually coming more from the north and west, back near Clinton and Claxton Elementary, also impacting Adrian Burnett. You're going to see torrential rain with this. There's that shot. I love to see it. Pull it back up for me, y'all. Let's look at it a little bit more and see if we can see anything there in the distance. Okay, so looking at that Embassy Suite shot, what you'll notice is, of course, the rain shaft off to your left. You can see that there because you've got kind of that gray color that's pouring down. So this is a big thunderstorm, and there is going to be that potential for us to also see some damaging winds with this. Looking at my velocity right now, nothing sticks out to me super impressive to indicate that there could be rotation with this. I think this is going to be a damaging wind thunderstorm at the moment, but there is that tornado possible tag on the severe thunderstorm warning. So what that means is that this thunderstorm has the potential of seeing some rotation kind of tightening up. So we've got to make sure that we're in our safe space for places like Knoxville, Midway, up to Carter High School, Adrian Burnett Elementary, all the way towards Gibbs and Blaine as well. One other thing I want to check, these are our shear markers. Notice that they're in that light green color, whereas last time when we were looking back towards Hamblin and Granger counties, we were seeing that brighter red and green and yellow color pop up. So that confirms with me that this thunderstorm, while very powerful, capable of producing some really strong wind gusts and some hail, doesn't look to be rotating at this point, and that is some great news. Our hail path so far for this storm shows back near Clinton, maybe some smaller sized hail creeping into Norris. So far, haven't seen much near Knoxville. Knoxville starting to get in on some rain. There's actually another thunderstorm that formed down here near Farragut, and there's kind of a look at the track of that impacting Sequoia Hills about 11:08 a.m. and then getting towards Sequoia Elementary at about 11:09. I do want to go back towards this severe thunderstorm warning, though, that is portions of Greene County. Now, in addition to Greene County, it does include just a little bit there of Hawkins, Cocke, and Hamblin counties as well. You guys are just kind of barely being clipped, but the real area I'm watching is over there near Bulls Gap. So let's put a tracker on this as well and kind of give you an update on some of those cities that could be updated, that could be impacted. Marvin there at about 11:17 in the morning, Pilot Knob at 11:17, and Grigsby at 11:19. This is the thunderstorm that potentially produced that tornado that we were just tracking. Again, we don't have confirmation right now that there was in fact a tornado on the ground, but this is a really potent storm, and so that's what we're kind of watching. Also just getting a notification there that on the Watt Road TDOT cam, wow, some really heavy rain there. That, remember I just mentioned that thunderstorm that was back near Farragut? So that's actually not even the thunderstorm that they put the warning on, but it's kind of creeping into that area. And really places like downtown Knoxville, they're gonna see some heavy, heavy rain. So we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for Knoxville right now. This thunderstorm could produce torrential rainfall, flooding concerns, maybe some small hail and some strong wind damage. That's going to be what we're watching there near that Knoxville area. One other thing I want to quickly mention, though, is remember that over here near Bulls Gap, that's where we're tracking that potential for some larger hail. And so far, still some weak rotation there near Bulls Gap as well. Margot, anything else that you're kind of noticing as we toggle between those two warnings?
Well, the one warning kind of in near Knox County as well as near Anderson County, kind of just queried it right here just to see what areas will be affected next. Let's pull this kind of little stitch over here. If you're in Melbourne as well as Stokes Mill, you're soon going to be impacted with this heavy rain and these wind gusts. As well soon will be Beech Grove, closer near Copper Ridge in about at 11:13, so in about 10 minutes, as well as close to Paulette Elementary and Paulette. So this area, yes, was not tornado warned. It still is a severe thunderstorm warning. Going to clear this real fast and kind of zoom back out. It looks like it shifted just a little bit, but it's continuing to trek east. Both of these storms are trekking east. Soon you will see that heavier rain here in the downtown Knoxville area. So make sure if you know somebody on the roadways or you're about to hit the road, you're taking it very safe. And again, make sure you know where your safe place is in any building that you may be in for the rest of today. Victoria.
Yeah, hey Margot, sorry to interrupt you there, but I want to throw it back over here to this cell that's back near Bulls Gap, because look what we're tracking here. If you've been with us this whole time, what we're keeping our eyes on is where those red and green colors come together. And what I'm starting to notice is that there may be some tightening rotation here near the Bulls Gap area. Now, this wouldn't be surprising because this was the thunderstorm that they had the tornado warning on back near Morristown. And if we show you some of our shear markers, shear means turning of winds with height, you can see that reddish color here near Welcome Grove School. So again, this area is under a severe thunderstorm warning. You want to treat it though like it is a tornado warning. So if you live in Greene County, anywhere from Bulls Gap over towards that Welcome Grove School, including near Beech Grove and Albany, I want you in your safe space because this thunderstorm has been a powerful one. Not only is it producing some large hail, we saw those photos that we got in there from Ken Weathers, and those were photos there of hail from the east side of Cherokee Lake. They were quite large, but there's still also that potential for some rotation with this cell. As we put a tracker on it, places that are going to be impacted here shortly. Whitehorn at about 11:14 in the morning, and then also going to see Beech Grove at 11:19, Welcome Grove School at about 11:20. Again, watching some of that large hail there as well as that storm moves through. Looks like we're also going to take a look at one of our cameras. Okay, this is the Knoxville camera, Embassy Suites camera, certainly getting darker. So if you're just joining us, we've got two active severe thunderstorm warnings. This is what makes it difficult, right? When two storms are powerful, we've got to always kind of toggle back and forth based on which one we think has the most impact. Still though, if you live in downtown Knoxville, you've got to be in your safe space. Remember, there's a tornado possible tag on that severe thunderstorm warning, which indicates that potential for us to see a brief spin up tornado. That camera not looking so great from what we can see. Don't forget areas near Bulls Gap, headed towards Mossheim into Greene County, officially under that severe thunderstorm warning until 11:45. Just want to turn on one thing here to see if I see any debris. At the moment, I don't. That is some good news. Really heavy rain, though, headed towards that area. Let's also pan back over towards Knoxville. I know that this impacts a lot of people here. Looks like we may be a little too zoomed in there, but looking at that Knoxville area, we still have some active conditions. Margaret, did they drop the severe thunderstorm warning for Knoxville?
Yeah, no, I was rushing to tell Jeff that they did cancel that severe thunderstorm warning for Knox County, as well as the northern portion of Sevier County. That is just a very heavy storm system just over us that's about to make its way over the station. So right now we just have that one warning kind of just east of the Morristown area. It does have some hefty rain with it. I actually zoomed in a moment ago to see that hefty rain in the area. Again, it's near the Bulls Gap area right here. Again, this is just east of Morristown. And actually, if you take a close look, we have the heaviest shower just sitting right now over I-81 as you're going north. So if you know anybody traveling right now, just know that they're going to be impacted by some very, very heavy rain. So to take it slow. And not only are we dealing with heavy rain, again, as we keep mentioning, we're dealing with some very large hail. And again, sitting right over the I-81 corridor near Welcome Grove School, just south of Bulls Gap and north of Thula. That's where we're seeing that heaviest hail path at the moment. Again, dealing with hail, dealing with heavy rain, and also dealing with those heavier winds. Kind of look at our base velocity. We're going to keep a very close eye on this system. It's very broad right now, kind of showing those winds rotating just slightly. Not too concerned about it, but again, we're going to keep a very close eye on it just because this system has already possibly produced a tornado. It did have that tornado warning associated with it. So it is an area that we will continue to watch and keep you updated on. But again, the I-81 area, just west of Welcome Grove School and just south of Bulls Gap. That's that area that's seeing the heaviest rain, seeing the largest hail at the moment, and also seeing those pretty gusty winds. Again, this is closer towards Greene County, moving on into Greene County actually, and we will continue to keep you updated. But a zoomed out look just to kind of see what we're dealing with rain-wise. We are dealing with a lot of heavy rain just across the entire area. We're starting to see that heavy rain actually over here and for us here in downtown Knoxville, and we're continuing to track that heavy rain that's closer towards the Crossville and Wartburg area. Victoria, I'm going to throw it back to you. Any updates do you have for us?
Yeah, so Margot, they allowed that severe thunderstorm warning for downtown Knoxville to expire, but I still want people to stay in their safe place because this thunderstorm is going to be quite strong. You're taking a live look right there at our Embassy Suites camera, and it's actually been moving a little bit, and it wasn't me. I can control the camera, but I think it's actually just the wind maybe impacting that. And if you look off in the distance there, can we take that full for a second so I can see a little bit clearer there, that Embassy Suites camera, because that is a powerful thunderstorm. So if you look closely, you can actually see the clouds moving. Look in the distance and you can also see that rain shaft coming down. So far, what I've been noticing is just some weak rotation with this, and it's really kind of near the downtown Knoxville area. It's not all too strong at the moment, and I guess that is why they've kind of removed that severe thunderstorm warning, but we've got to keep our eyes on it. And what you're looking at there is that red and green color that's trying to come together there near downtown Knoxville. Our shear markers at this point are also showing just some weak rotation, and that does extend up into Union County, also there near Maynardville, kind of to the east of Gibbs Elementary as well. So we've got a couple hazards associated with this: torrential rainfall, the potential for some hail, and some really strong wind gusts. If you are able to be inside, that is where you've got to be for this. I know there's no active severe thunderstorm warning on it. At this point, it doesn't really matter because the atmosphere is so juiced up. There is always the potential for those storms to re-strengthen. I'm looking here at a little bit about what the Weather Service is saying. Looks like they've allowed that severe thunderstorm warning just for Cocke and Hamblin counties to expire, which I'm not very surprised about because honestly, those locations weren't really the big ones that I was watching, but they are going to continue to hold it for Greene County and Hawkins County, and that's going to go, I believe, until 11:45 this afternoon. Gulf golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So this is that thunderstorm warning there, yep, till 11:45. Let's zoom in on a couple locations here. So remember, near Bulls Gap into that Mohawk area towards Mossheim, this is in Greene County. They are still dealing with that potential to see some weak rotation. You've got to be in your safe space for this. Also, this thunderstorm is likely producing some really big hail. Look at Mohawk here. That is where that black color is popping up. That means that hail is really probable in this thunderstorm. And remember, this is the same storm that was impacting places back near Cherokee Lake where we already saw some photo confirmation of some golf ball sized hail. So for the next 30 minutes or so, anyone from Mohawk into Mossheim over towards Glenwood Elementary into Greenville, this is Greene County, you've got to be in your safe space. The tracker that they have there also goes through Ottawa Elementary School as well. I think that this storm may be moving a little bit further off to the south. Torrential rain associated with that. As we kind of check in on our velocities, you can still see some areas there near Mohawk, kind of exiting that area that do have some really strong winds. If we query some of those, potential for at least 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts or greater. But remember, these are gusts, so they can happen really instantaneously and create a big impact. I want to head back over to the Knoxville area, even though they are not officially under any sort of severe thunderstorm warning. Kind of looking here for a moment here near Luttrell, Gibbs Elementary, Antioch, Blaine. I was watching this earlier. That's creeping into portions there of Union County. You can hear some thunder right now. Looking at that camera there at Embassy Suites. Still looks pretty ominous. We've got to watch this area here near Coreyton, just north there of East Knox Elementary, headed into Blaine. Maybe a little bit of some weak rotation there. Also going to be some really powerful winds. Similar situation down here near Mount Olive Elementary, could be seeing some weak rotation. What everyone's going to notice is the torrential rainfall and that potential for some hail with this as well. The hail path so far for that Knoxville storm hasn't been as significant as what we saw back into Greene County near Mohawk, places like Mossheim, but I still think that it really warrants monitoring. And Margot, the thing today with these storms is that they may come down in intensity and then really flare up. So if you're just tuning in with us, I'm going to give you kind of a wide view look, show you where we've got some thunderstorms all across the area, and then refresh your memory on which locations are under a severe thunderstorm warning. So right now it's only for portions of Greene County. Look at that, they are issuing a special weather statement, so a notch below a severe thunderstorm warning, kind of for that thunderstorm that's about to exit Knox County and likely head over here towards Jefferson County, that Dandridge area. That special weather statement will go until noon. So again, special weather statement, one notch below a severe thunderstorm warning. Then we have our severe thunderstorm warning, some that include tornado possible tags, destructive tags, and then of course a tornado warning if in fact based on radar or a train spotter they are seeing any indication of potential rotation. Our only active severe thunderstorm warning here is again for portions of Greene County, includes a little bit there of Hamlin County as well. We'll zoom in on this area, kind of give you a few locations. You can see that purple color that's popping up. I still think that they have the potential there near the Midway Mossheim community to be dealing with some really large hail. Also some very, very heavy rain. Some locations that are going to be impacted shortly include Mount Carmel there at 11:24, Romeo at 11:27, Albany at about 11:29, and Enterprise at 11:32. The hail path on this, man, has been impressive. Mohawk to Mossheim, that could be some golf ball sized hail, and that of course can do massive damage. So please, if you know anyone that lives in Greene County, got any friends closer towards the Tri-Cities, make sure that they are in their safe space. Looks like they kind of cut down that warning just a smidge there, going over towards the Mossheim area, headed towards Greenville. Margot, anything you're noticing? I certainly think that cell near Greene County is stronger, but it's still worth watching the one that's back near Knox County, about to kind of cross in near Jefferson County.
Yeah, both are really, we need to watch both of them very carefully, but we do have that one warning, and that warning is for Hawkins and Greene County until about 11:45 this morning. And again, between Mohawk and Mossheim, that's where we're seeing the possibility for that hail, and we're also seeing that possibility for that stronger rain. You can see kind of the darker dot right here, just kind of below the I-81 corridor. That's where we're seeing that heftier rain. And soon we'll see areas like Mount Carmel up next, next Albany, then Woodlawn. Those areas will soon be affected by this storm. Now, some of those areas are not under that warning, which is good, but you still can expect to see possibly some heavy rain, some gustier winds, as well as lightning and hearing thunder. And you can also probably hear from my microphone, there is very hefty rain over our area here in the downtown Knoxville area. Taking a zoomed out look, again, we have that special weather statement, but we also are dealing with that heftier rain kind of towards the downtown area. If we take a close zoomed in look towards the downtown area, that's where we're seeing the heftier rain near Dogwood Elementary School, just south of Austin East High School, just north of Anderson Elementary, close to the Ashbury area as well. That's where we're seeing those heavier rain showers, hearing that thunder probably. And this is close to kind of where the split is for the interstates right here in the downtown Knoxville area. So just be aware of that. Make sure you're taking it slow and steady out there. Again, just a zoomed out look to see what we're dealing with. So we only have that one severe thunderstorm warning in place for Hawkins and Greene County until about 11:45 a.m. this morning. But we are still dealing with very hefty rain that's here in the middle of the valley, and also some rain affecting portions of our plateau counties. We're going to continue to keep you updated on things as they progress, but remember, we do have this severe chance right now and later on tonight. Victoria?
Yeah, hey Margot, so great to point out there that one active severe thunderstorm warning that we still have in effect. Remember, they've canceled it for a lot of locations, but they're still holding on to it for Greene and Hawkins counties. We do want to give you an update though, show you some cameras across the area, because even though they've allowed that severe thunderstorm warning for Knoxville to expire, we are still dealing with some heavy rain, and man, that is causing some traffic delays. This is I-40 East out west, and look at that, that's mile marker 372.9, a lot of traffic there, heavy rain with that. This is I-40 East at Hall of Fame. Looks like things are moving okay, but you're likely going to be dealing with, again, some heavy rainfall and the chance to see some strong winds. We've got rain there on the camera. This is Alcoa Highway over towards the Tennessee River as well. This is going to be the sort of activity that we deal with all afternoon. Periods of rain and storms, some of which may be severe and could result in some golf ball sized hail, heavy rainfall, strong winds, and the potential for a spin up tornado or two. At the moment, the only area that we're tracking with that active severe thunderstorm warning is back here near Greene County. And if we zoom in on those locations, still near that Mossheim community, so this is headed a little bit closer towards the Tri-Cities, they've got that purple color popping up, which tells me that they are likely seeing some of that golf ball sized hail from Mohawk over towards Mossheim. The velocities there still pretty impressive. I think it's some very weak rotation at this point, but some very damaging wind potential possible in those areas. I want to kind of show you some of these wind potential. It's not coming up that high, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts. Remember, this is a severe thunderstorm warning that does include Greene County. It also clips just a little portion of Hawkins County, but honestly, based on how the radar looks right now, Hawkins County, you're done for the moment. Not done for the day, because we're going to see multiple rounds of severe weather, but done for the moment with this thunderstorm. Looking back towards the Knoxville area, we'll kind of pan over past Morristown, where we saw that strong thunderstorm. Here near Knoxville, Asbury, Riverdale, and Carter Elementary, some heavy rain, but again, no active severe thunderstorm warning on that. Margot, anything else you're tracking?
Just kind of looking to see who's next. So who's next for this kind of severe thunderstorm warning? We're dealing with that hefty rain near Mossheim at the moment, and this system is trekking east. So next up would be Greenville, Windy Hills, Tusculum, close to Centersville, and North Greene Elementary School. So just be aware of this. We are seeing this system moving east. It's moving at a pretty decent speed, and this does have heavy rain associated with it. It already has produced that large hail that we've seen in areas like Morristown, near Cherokee Lake. So just remember that this storm, while it may not be a tornado warned storm, it still has that capability of having those quicker winds, of having that large hail, definitely seeing hefty rain, especially near the Mossheim area. If we kind of take a look, zoom in even closer just to see more of the areas affected near the Mossheim area, kind of close to the roads near West Greene High School, Mossheim, as I've mentioned before, even near Shackleford Road. That's where we're seeing the heftiest rain, that darker color right here indicating that. And if we take a look kind of at our hail path, we're probably going to show where it indicates that bigger hail possibly falling. Again, this is near the West Greene High School area, as well as Mossheim near Shackleford Road. This is in Greene County. Now remember, but Greene County and Hawkins counties are the two counties under that severe thunderstorm warning until about 11:45. We are going to continue to see severe thunderstorms and strong to severe storms throughout the afternoon, even going into the overnight area. So while places like Morristown, places like here in Knox County where we don't have those warnings anymore, we still aren't done just yet. So you need to make sure you still have your weather notifications turned on and you still are paying attention to the weather rolling on through, because we do have 2 rounds moving through. Victoria?
Hey, Margot, great points there, great tips, as we are going to continue to see that potential for us to deal with multiple rounds of severe weather today. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of give you an updated look at the radar. Then I'm going to show you also some locations that may be impacted. But first, ooh, there's some lightning there in that Embassy Suites camera. Again, you can see that right now, our Embassy Suites tower cam. I mean, visibility is low, and that is not because of fog. That is because of some heavy, heavy rain. I can hear the thunder over us here in the studio. That thunderstorm back near Knoxville, it's starting to push east. It's not severe warned at the moment. They have put out what we call a special weather statement, kind of a notch below a severe thunderstorm warning, as they continue to monitor that. So let's get up to speed on what we've got. We'll start off with Greene County. Remember, that's an active severe thunderstorm warning until 11:45. What we've been noticing with this is the cell that potentially produced that tornado that was back near Hamblin and Granger counties. It's now producing really heavy rain and likely some very big hail from Mossheim into that Gillibreath area over towards Otway Elementary as well. It's kind of just starting to exit Mossheim. If we turn on the hail path, from Mohawk to Mossheim, they have likely seen some really big hail. This is the same cell that produced that golf ball size hail. That picture that we showed you, that was back near Cherokee Lake when we were also tracking some of that rotation. So this severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Greene County goes until 11:45. If you're in any of these areas over towards Greenville, Glenwood Elementary, Bright Hope, I want you to still stay in your safe base until that thunderstorm ends. Heavy, heavy rain associated with that. Looking at our velocities though, right now the rotation certainly looks like it has come down some, and that is some good news. If anything, it's some weak rotation there near Gilbreth over towards Mossheim. So that severe thunderstorm warning again goes until 11:45. We also have this big area here in this kind of brown box, if you can see it, that we are tracking another thunderstorm that's been pretty potent. This goes back towards Blue Springs Christian Academy, up near Luttrell into Blaine. If you need a little bit of a refresher here, we're in Knox County, more towards kind of the north. Carter Elementary over there near Riverdale, Johnson University. Heavy, heavy rain with this. Now moving into that Smoky Stadium area. This is all going to continue to push to the east. Our velocities with this, the potential for some rotation, haven't been very impressive for rotation, but gusty to damaging wind potential still going to be possible there. One last thing I want to show you again, those shear markers coming up fairly weak in the green color, indicating that we're probably not seeing a lot of rotation, which again is why they have allowed that severe thunderstorm warning to drop out. Looks like they did decide to issue another special weather statement. So remember, kind of a notch below a severe thunderstorm warning for Jefferson, Knox, portions of northern Sevier County there as well. So it's basically this area further south. And it makes a lot of sense because let's pan out. Let's kind of show you what we're dealing with. So we've got this cluster of storms here from Blaine down towards Boyds Creek Elementary. So now they've just kind of put out another special weather statement from Dandridge over towards Bird Crossing. And what they're going to be tracking here is wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-sized hail. In order for us to have a severe thunderstorm warning, we've got to be seeing winds gusting 59 miles per hour or greater, or hail that's quarter size in diameter or bigger. So they didn't put out a severe thunderstorm warning for this, doesn't quite meet that criteria, doesn't mean it's not going to be in Packville. There's also a lot of rain and thunderstorms off to our west as well over the plateau. Those are not severe warned. They're not that impressive at the moment, but of course that'll be something we're going to keep our eyes on. I also want to give you a look here though and show you what we call our future radar. So I've paused this here. This is 12:27, so an hour from now, this is what the radar is potentially going to look like. So that heavier rain shifting over into Cock County, impacting places near Morristown, and then that cell that's in Greene County, shifting even over further, going towards the Johnson City, Washington County area. Again, that's what we call our future radar. I'm going to put it in play for you for a moment, and you can can kind of see. So it starts off where the radar is currently, and then it shows you all of that progressing east. I do think that there will be multiple rounds of severe weather through the afternoon and evening hours. So that's going to be kind of what we really pay attention to. Few things to go over here before we let you go. So multiple rounds of severe weather possible. Another round possible tonight, but I think that there could be severe storms before we get to tonight. But this line for tonight is what we're calling our second round. And that's going to move through from 8 to 10, headed towards the Knoxville area again with a powerful line between about 10 and midnight, and then midnight to 2 a.m. for areas further to the east. They've updated our severe weather risk slightly since we were with you on Good Morning Tennessee. They've now clipped a little bit of Cumberland County there under that level 4 out of 5 risk, and they've expanded that level 4 out of 5 risk back towards Nashville. For us, we are still under that level 3 out of 5 risk, and what I'm expecting is rounds of rain and storms, maybe a little bit of a lull of severe weather the next couple hours, and then this afternoon the atmosphere may be able to juice back up and produce some of these discrete singular cells that have that potential to be severe. We've been talking about our potential threats all day long: heavy rain, hail, wind damage, all in the medium to high category. Same thing there with our tornado threat. Before we let you go, let's check out really fast here our power outage map. Notice, of course, right where we would expect, kind of near the Morristown area there as well, even clipping Luttrell, but a little more likely there near Rutledge and New Tazewell. They look like they're seeing some power outages because that is that potential tornado that we tracked going from Hamblin into Granger County there. Now, we're going to keep you updated all throughout the day. At this point, again, we only have that one active severe thunderstorm warning for Greene County. You want to make sure that you are staying up to date all day. Please download our free weather app. It's been sending me the alerts all morning. It'll send those alerts right to your phone. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive your alerts. Keep your phone volume turned on, and know that you can always tune in right here on WATE. If a tornado warning is issued, we will be here with you on the air to guide you through this potential hazardous weather, and we'll be back here today at midday. You'll now be joining some programming that's currently in progress.